going to work on your goals for 2019. And Jean is coming in today to do an up-close and personal meeting interview, so meet the OT. So she'll be here at 12:15, so we've got a lot to get through, so we're going to get going. So, Marlon is not here. He was supposed to be. I'm sorry you have no food.
Marlon.
So we will keep going. Charlie!
Yeah, Charlie! No food, but you get me.
We get Charlie! Yay!
Hey guys, I'm Charlie Pollard. I'm a closing attorney with McMahon McLeod Heller. Always available for you guys for any help, phone calls along the way, even if it's a closing that we're not handling. Obviously, I'd like to handle your next one. And my email address is charlie@mmhfirm.com. Got a phone call this week from an investor. And this has to do with LLC setup. So, you know, a lot of times if you have investor clients, at some point they're going to set up some sort of corporate entity to handle their closings and to own the properties. So what happened on this one was this, they were halfway, they had bought a couple houses, two partners in this LLC, two members of the LLC. And they were halfway through getting ready to sell another flip. One of the members unexpectedly passed away, okay? Now, that can obviously be a mess because lots of the times when we have, usually people use LLCs, there's different types of setups, and if you or your investors ever have questions about what type of entity is best for the purposes of what's going on, always give us a call because we can help guide some of those decisions, and we can help draft some of those documents as well. So if that type of thing's up, you can always direct your investors to me for those questions. But in this scenario, they didn't have an operating agreement. Okay, you don't technically have to have one to set up with the Secretary of State. So the simplest thing to do is you go to the Secretary of State. It's about $100 to file it, and you've got something if the name hasn't been used. And that's legal. That's a legal entity that can own property and it can pay taxes. But that doesn't take account for situations like this that come up along the way. An operating agreement is sort of like it's the bylaws, for lack of a better word, how a LLC is run. It can contemplate things like people passing away. It can contemplate, how to split up and go down when people part ways. In this situation, it's a little bit of a mess. They have a few assets, and they didn't do the planning up front to anticipate this type of thing. So they're going to spend a lot more money for attorneys to untangle this than it would have cost them, 10% of that if they had sat down with somebody that knew what they were doing and asked these questions beforehand. So if you have investors that are setting up entities, feel free to send them my way, and we can help avoid problems like this. So again, Charlie with McMahon McLeod Heller. Okay.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
And yes, that's a flash. Yes. CBC.
Yes, still waiting for Will's picture.
Yes.
Jim Heitzer, Will's Aikens. Before I let Will speak, if investors trying to do a loan in an LLC, they cannot do a loan in an LLC. They have to do it in an entity. So that's another situation. If a client asks you, can I buy a house in an LLC? Yes, but it has to be purchased for cash, and it avoids a lot of situations like that also. Wills?
Today I'm just talking about the Fed a little bit. I know we talk about it a lot. Interest rates. The Fed is meeting today. The Fed Chair Jerome Powell, he's going to be talking in New York today. Most likely, it's about an 80% chance they're going to raise rates again in December, based off the information we have. The good news is, and it's something to check in later this afternoon, if you want to add something to your arsenal when you're talking to clients, is they're most likely going to slow down the amount of hikes next year, based off of what we've heard. We still don't know. There's still a lot that can happen here in the last month of the year, going into the first quarter of 2019. But instead of 4 hikes this year, most likely it's probably going to be in the 2 to 3 range, based off of what we heard. So good news for your buyers moving into next year. Hopefully rates won't be quite as high. And right now we've kind of settled into a nice lull here for the next couple weeks. So it's really a good time if you have a client and they're waiting, or potentially thinking about maybe waiting to lock in. Now is the best time because we kind of hit that nice spot here, a little lower than they have been over the past month and a half.
Right,
what are rates right now?
About 4 3/4 for a good client, excellent credit. So that's down from about 5.125 a couple of weeks ago.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. If you like it, lock it.
I like that. If you like it, lock it. Thank you. The match game. So what do we have? Listings coming up. we have any listings coming up? Yes, Edith.
I have an amazing, fully renovated house, head to toe, in Southwest Atlanta. I'm trying to count the bedrooms. Too many to count. I think it's 4 upstairs, 2 bathrooms upstairs, living, dining, family, extra like sunroom, all new windows, like 37 windows in the house, full basement on the entire footprint of the house, listed for $300. Staging next week and listing.
Awesome. Anybody else have a listing coming up? Okay, how about buyers? Yes, great.
Next week, I've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in Decatur, 30032. It has a partial finished basement with an extra bedroom in the basement and kind of a living room area. Not priced yet. Low to mid twos. Should be going live somewhere around Thursday of next week. I can get you in early. It's on a nice street.
Anybody else? Paul?
I have one in Chapel Hill in Douglas County. I'm going to be in the probably mid-4s, and then I've got a 15-acre tract with a house and an outbuilding with a pond. It's going to be in the 900. Just a listing, not a contract.
Anybody else? Anybody else have listings coming up that we want to share? Anybody have a buyer issue that they can't find for their buyer? Yes, Brandy.
I have an investment client who's looking for 2 investment properties by the first of the year. The problem is his price point is kind of low, but he's looking anywhere between 80 and like 120, 130.
Okay.
In Decatur, Snellville, Stone Mountain. He tries to stay away from Atlanta, but maybe around the Beltline is okay. And he doesn't want to put more than like 40,000 worth of work in it. So.
Okay. Anybody has any properties like that? Let Brandy know. Anybody else have a buyer need? Yes, Lisa.
Anything new y'all might know is coming, or a quiet listing? I have someone who can spend up to $825, but kind of around here. Sandy Springs, Buckhead, they want to be where they feel like they're in the action. And they can do private schools, so schools don't really matter. But I do need a garage.
How soon do they need it?
We're flexible, because they're living with Mama in her new construction house in Chastain East, so life is good.
Nice.
Would Peachtree Hills work for them?
Probably.
Anybody else? No. Okay. Cool. Thank you for the match game. Whoops, let's go back one. Here's to you. So our cheers for peers. Does anybody have anything they would like to say about one of their fellow agents in the office? Yes, Bree.
He's not here, but
That's okay.
Mario and I are doing a co-op, and we hit a couple of snags on inspection. You represent the seller, I represent the buyer. And took a lot of work, but we just got past due diligence, and everybody's happy.
Great, awesome,
Yay.
awesome. Yay, Mario and Bree, that's awesome. Jenna.
I want to thank Katie and Chris Estrada for straggling the trees to the office. That was awesome, thank you.
Yes.
And Todd, and I'm blanking on his name.
Probably
Dwayne,
Dwayne.
who helped put up the tree at the front. I was like, put that there, that there, that there. I'm not lifting anything. So they did it all. And it was awesome. And for Kara, because we are the Jewish elves who like to decorate the tree.
Right. Thank you, Jean, for decorating the tree. We could use some more elves to finish this tree. Just putting that out there. Just got up yesterday.
We're doing that night on Saturday.
We do it on a 90 Saturday?
One
Okay.
and two left to do it.
Okay, we can do that. All right. Cool. Anybody else have a cheers for peer? Katie.
I would like to thank Cara for being fantastic to go to whenever I need to vent and / or need advice / calming down. So she's been very great today while I'm dealing with a listing situation.
Gotcha. Anybody else? Yes, Brandy.
I just want to thank Katie for always being just friendly and fun and just a good person overall.
Oh.
And then Fatima for trying so hard. I mean, she's been very committed. Being here every day and just working really hard. So I just commend both of them.
Awesome. Awesome. Anybody else?
Yeah, can I thank Paul, Katie, yourself, Dory,
Sure.
Cara, Karen Smythe, she's not here, I can't see her, and just everyone just for making me feel welcome and helping me for the first couple of weeks. So
You are so welcome. A great addition to the family. Yes. Yes, Carl.
And I also just wanted to thank Amanda with the Trade Group. We had a really quick transition to make, and I called her up, and I mean, instantly she said, "Don't worry, we've got you," and have been able to help our clients and make everything just as seamless as it should be. So thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Anybody
That
else?
was so nice.
Anybody else?
That was great.
Okay, in front of you is a holiday greeting database calendar. So this is a great time of year for you to call everybody in your phone and say, hey, happy holidays. Hope you have a great time. You don't even have to mention real estate. What you're doing is touching base. So this is the calendar you follow. On the 3rd of December, you're going to call anybody in your database whose last name starts with A or M and follow the calendar. You should be able to get through the whole month of December because we have some days at the month that you go back to the beginning. If you didn't reach them, you call them back. This is not necessarily let me leave you a message. This is I really do want to talk to you and say happy holidays and how thankful I am for you in my life. Yes? So
Yes.
here's a little cheat sheet for you. Yes.
And you said put the W at 14?
Oh yeah, thank you. So I can't tell you how many times I worked on this. Yeah, and I forgot another letter. So please on the 14th add W. I went over it like 4 times on this. Johan said, hey, I hate to burst your bubble. I was like, dang, what letter did I forget? So yes, couldn't have been like Q. Because then we could have, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, thank you. Let's really move forward and call our database and thank them and wish them a happy holidays. It's the perfect time of year. Okay, upcoming classes. What do we got? We've got today Vision Board with Karen Smythe at 2 o'clock in this very room. Vision Board for 2019, very valuable. So come and build your Vision Board for 2019 tonight. If you know of anybody that is interested in either getting into real estate or is in real estate and possibly looking for a new home, we're having a Meet the Market Center at 6 o'clock tonight. So, for those of you that have co-op with agents this year, wouldn't it be a great time of year to call them and just thank them for the transactions you did with them this year and kind of feel them out? Because the disappearing cap is still in effect until the end of December. What is the disappearing cap? If you bring in a capper, next year, $3,750 will be removed from your cap. Okay? So if you brought in 4 cappers by the end of this year, you have no cap next year. It disappears. So is it worth your while to call your co-ops and say, hey, would you be interested in 100% commission structure for 2019? I'm thinking they're gonna say yes, and then set them up with agent services who make an appointment, and I will talk to them about the disappearing cap, okay? Because if they're at another brokerage and know other people that want to come with them, if they bring 4 people with them, their cap goes away for next year. Okay, we don't know if this program is going to be offered in 2019. We know that it's offered through the end of this year. So call your co-op agents that you had great transactions with, thank them for the great transaction, and ask the question, yes? So we can help you make your cap disappear. Okay. Scott Hardy on Thursday at 1 o'clock if you want to work on your Placer website. Thursday night, tomorrow night, Win the Buyer with Erin Olivier from the Barnes Young team. She will be teaching. Friday at 10:30 is Dot Loop with Faye and 12 o'clock Green Cheese with Ashling. We do have Ignite this Saturday if you want to brush up on open house skills. We're going to be talking about open houses again. This Tuesday on the 4th, December 4th, December 4th, 9 o'clock, the 5 million to 15 million mastermind with Justin Landis, always very valuable. If you're in that volume range, please make it a point to come. He always has great tips. Group coaching on Tuesday at 12:30 for the productivity coaching program. And the ALC Productivity Mastermind Tuesday at 2:30. Cara, do we know who is our guest?
So we are still confirming,
Okay.
and I should have that information by tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
So, actually, the ALC Productivity Mastermind, that's a mastermind that's run by the ALC, but anybody can come?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's at the beginning of the year, the productivity committee got together and said that we wanted to do these sort of monthly masterminds, and they've turned into weekly based on hearing what agents in the market center want to talk about. So you're welcome to approach anyone in the ALC or JD, myself, Cynthia Deckel, and we're looking for feedback about what it is that you want to hear. It's agent led. It's sometimes it's a class, sometimes it's a mastermind. And it's really just about what's important to everyone in this given moment, week by week. What are your struggles? What are your successes? What do you want to talk about? Things like that.
Yes. And next Tuesday, Find and Show Homes with Michael Hermans for Ignite. And next Wednesday, there is no team meeting. So put that in your calendar, no team meeting next Wednesday. Can you click back on this screen for me, Ms. Kendall? Thank you. And upcoming holiday dates. What's next Friday, guys?
Christmas party.
The Christmas party at the Vista Room in Decatur at 7 o'clock. We're your party finest and come and have fun. There's drinks, there's food, there's a band. Visit and have a good time. You can bring a +1. Yes? Okay. Okay. Yeah, 7 o'clock. And then Wednesday the 12th at 11:30 is the ornament swap and cook-off. Details are coming out today. More details about that, Kayla, are coming out today. It is a load of fun. Those of you that have never been here for that, it pretty much goes all afternoon. And there's a cook-off, so we've got appetizer category, main dish, side dishes, and desserts, and there will be prizes for the best dishes. And the ornament swap is like a dirty Santa kind of thing, and it's not necessarily just ornaments, some type of holiday gift, okay? We are not staffed Christmas Eve, the 24th, or the 25th, or the 1st of January, and I can't believe that I'm talking about Christmas, but it's Christmas. All right, oh, let me go back. Lisa and Jenna, come on up.
It's Giving Wednesday.
It's Giving Wednesday.
Do you want to go first?
Yes, have Lisa go first.
Thank you for letting me go first.
Yes,
I'm
please.
giving of you.
Yes.
Okay, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lisa Pinson. I'm one of the original agents that opened Peachtree Road back when we were in the Cedar Shack over on Peachtree. And we have always helped the Brookhaven Boys and Girls Club at Christmas. So they are one of our philanthropies in addition to the foodies that we also love and hold dear to our hearts. But each Christmas we buy gifts for the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. They give us their name, their request for one gift, and it's $20 or less. And we turn them in here, unwrapped. It couldn't be easier. You just buy the gift, turn it into my office, which is right behind sales meeting room here, and just leave it with your name on it so that I know you turned it back in. And then we distribute them to the Boys and Girls Club, and they have a big party at their club, and it's just a nice thing for the kids that may not get a lot. They have figured us out, so they've made it easy. A lot of these are just $20 gift cards. Could not get easier. We used to get these funky games and gifts, and we'd be like, I've never even heard of that. What is it? So I went ahead and signed up for the two that I thought sounded maybe the hardest. So if you guys would see it in your heart to just maybe buy one gift for a Boys and Girls Club child, we appreciate it. So 2 different lists here. Just sign your name. Turn in deadline is 2 weeks from today. I believe that's December 12th.
And we'll leave these up at the front after team.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just going to pass them around. They are 2 different lists.
Thank you.
So, and thank y'all.
Yay, and another opportunity for giving is for our Fuji family, who we partner with. Those of you who don't know what the Fujis are, they're a refugee school in Clarkston with a bunch of the cutest little kids ever, so we partner with them every year. this could be the only gift they get this Christmas season, same with the Boys and Girls Club. So just an amazing opportunity to give. This year we're collecting shoes, non-name brand sneakers. Very important that they're not non-name brand.
No Air Jordans.
Yeah.
No Air Jordans.
There's such easy ways to donate. You can either shop online, go online, get some shoes, go to a store. You can also, if you don't like shopping, I love shopping, Rachel Barron loves shopping, so you can also donate money via Venmo, for all you millennials out there. Venmo, if you want to pull out your phones, is Keller Williams Realty, Peachtree Road. Suggested donation is $30 just because that will cover shoes, but if you want to give 5, you want to give 10, whatever you want to give, we would love that. There's also a link that we sent out yesterday, and we can send it out again to sign up for a kid. You'll go online, there's all these beautiful kids' names that you can sign up for and their size. And we'll be collecting those by December 14th. So please have them in by December 14th to Kayla and Lexi. And yes, we would love your donations. We're also accepting checks. So if anyone wants to write a check today, we'll gladly accept that. And if you want to, after team meeting, if you want to go on your computer, I'm happy if you want to approach me, happy to sign up for you. So just come find me.
When is that deadline?
December 14th.
Okay.
Yes. Any question?
When is the deadline for these gift cards again?
12.
2 weeks from today.
Okay.
I'm happy to be a pessimist here. Instead of even buying the gift card, it would be cheaper just to give you the cash because you have to pay the fee to get the gift card.
Are you talking about Boys and Girls Club or shoes?
Whoever.
Well, but they don't hand them cash at the Boys and Girls Club.
But if we handed them cash, then that would be up to them to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah, or you could do a gift card to Target or somewhere.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Visa gift
have
card
to be
you
a
have to pay,
Visa.
but like other gift cards you don't.
Well, I hate gift cards, that's why.
You know what though? I think they like them because they're asking for them. So, yeah.
Yes.
Walmart, Walmart,
Sorry?
Target are
Blue
good
Jeans is
choices.
30.
Yes, yes.
As I'm not a millennial, can I still pay?
Do you have Venmo? Robin, Dory, don't know what Venmo is.
I know what it is.
And if you're donating on Venmo, if you could reference Fuji shoes, that'd be awesome.
And will the sign up sheet will they be out just from by Kayla's office?
Are you talking about for
Both.
Okay, so Fuji's is online, but come find me or email me.
I'm old, so Boys and Girls Club is on a clipboard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sign up up front anytime before.
Yes, if you don't get to it today.
Thank you.
So yeah, you were also fortunate at Peachtree Road, so let's pay it forward, and it's just the season of giving, so thank you for your support.
Yay! Okay, so those of you that have your computer, everybody has your phone, pull it out. It's time to set your 2019 CGI goals. Yay! So you're going to go to KW Connect, and you're going to go to the Growth tab and click on Career Growth Initiative. You're going to scroll down a teeny bit to that screen. Looks like I haven't set my goals. Dang. Click on CGI Calculator.
Okay, where are we going to? KW
KW Connect.
Is that like our website?
No, that's just KW Connect, not my KW. You can get there from there. You have to go to education. I'm taking that step out.
Okay.
So KW Connect, and on the right-hand side, there's a tab that says Growth. So click on Growth and click on Career Growth Initiative. Then you get the brick front, and then scroll down a little bit to Set My Goals. We there?
Is it using current goals, add new, add new?
You can add new, or if you're going to use your 2018 goals, you can import your 2018 goals. Are we there?
Yes.
Tell me yes.
I'm at the brick wall, then where do I go right after that?
Okay, brick wall.
Scroll a little bit.
I'm at a brick wall. Ah.
One more. One more.
Scroll down. Go back up.
Oh, Jeepers Cats. Set 2000.
So
So you've already set your transfer, looks like.
Yeah, so you're done. Yep, So if you're on My KW, go to the Education tab and click on KW Connect. Click on Growth.
You have a set.
Is it the only one that's
And
not
Career Growth Initiative.
Scroll down just a little.
Scroll down a little bit.
And then I picked the middle one.
Hi, it looks like you haven't set up
Can you
your
help me?
CGI calculator.
Yeah. And then that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay, go back. Close. Yes. And then go down. Go not go up. Go too fast. Go up. Beautiful CGI calculator. And then go to set
I do
goal.
30.
30, thank you.
30.
And then
Just because I'd rather be higher
Yeah.
than lower.
I'm literally not paying state taxes for free, so I don't even know.
I don't see in Kelly that you can set your goals
Yes.
yet.
Kelly?
Okay, are we here?
Yes.
Yes? Are we here? Yes? Okay. Alrighty, so, click on Set My Goal. Okay, and what we're looking at is profit. So GCI, which we're also used to hearing, is gross commission income. That's before anything's paid out. We have to pay taxes, we have to pay the market center, we have to pay marketing. This is based on profit, how much money you get at the end of the year that you can bury in your backyard or put in your mattress. That's your money. Okay, your money. Okay, how much money do you want to take home at the end of 2019 that your taxes have been paid, your marketing is paid, your expenses to the market center has been paid? What is that number? Put it in profit. Question for you that if you came to the business planning clinic, do you know your budget that you have to live with at home? You know, and do you know what your budget is for business? So that number you should not be pulling out of the air. You should be able to figure out what that number is to make your life a life worth living.
Yes.
Okay? Alrighty, what tax bracket are you in? If you don't know, go back and look at your tax records from April and you can come back in and repopulate this. International just tells us 40%, but you could be at 20%, 25, you could be at 40, whatever that number is. Your royalty cap is 3,000. Your company dollar cap is how much? 15. Change that, please. We're one of the lowest caps in the nation. International has it at 20, so it's 15. What are your monthly expenses for business? If you are an agent that holds listings, your monthly expenses are probably going to be higher than if you're a buyer's agent or now work with buyers primarily. So signs, marketing, gas for your car, insurance, your cell phone, your office bill, your board of realtors dues divided by 12. Figure out what that number is and put it in monthly expenses. You can come in here at any time and change this. They did change that. It used to be you needed a special code to do that. I'm so glad they took that away. So you can come back in here. Additional means is usually for somebody on a team. So there's a draw on a commission, a salary. You can drop that down and look at additional means. Commission, what number do we strive for?
3%.
5, no, 3. Okay, so yes, let's strive for 3 and get 4 and 5. That'd be awesome. Average home price. What is your average home price that you deal in? The average home price for the market center is about $350 this month. I think it's about $350. Your average home price could be higher. Your average home price could be lower. Okay, figure that number out and put it in average home price. Seller focus. Okay? What does Gary say that you should be focused on seller-wise? What's the percentage? 60%. Why is that? Because with sellers comes buyers. Okay, so they suggest from international at least 50%, so let's strive for 60%. And then your conversion rate, listings taken to listings closed. How many listings do you take and do they close? That 75% could be higher, it could be lower. We hope it's higher. With more and more listings, hopefully it's higher. And how many listing appointments to listings taken? So you go on the appointment, do you take the listing? What number is that? Are we good? Can I move on?
Yes.
Okay. Scroll down a little bit and click on submit. And it should say your goals have been updated. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Click OK and scroll down a little bit more. On the left hand side, it's going to show you $100,000 profit goal with the taxes, the cost of sales, which is your commissions and expenses. My goal would be 208,667 GCI goal for the year. Okay? Okay. I go backwards, click on recap, please. All right, so in order to profit $100,000 with these parameters and analytics, I would have to have 3 listing appointments per month. I would have to take 2 of them, and I would have to close 3 deals a month. What are some numbers that you all are seeing?
212.
212. So you have 2 listing appointments. You have to take 1 of them. You have 2 closings.
Yeah, that's for that's for 157,000 GCI, which gives me 100k profit.
Okay.
An average home price of 350.
Okay. Who else? Anybody else want to throw out a number? Lloyd, is that doable?
Very.
Very. Yes.
Are your goals high enough?
I'll probably smash that goal.
He goes.
I might have to reevaluate after 6 months and I'll get it all.
And that's usually what we do. We usually come back in 6 months and reevaluate that number, make sure that if we need to move it up, we can move it up. Anybody have these goals that are scary?
Mine's are a little scary.
You're a little scary? Brady, what are yours?
954 and GCI is 20,858.
What is your profit goal?
It's 150.
There's a wrong number.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
You only have a 50% closing rate then. You got to back
Yeah,
off.
you need to up to 75 minimum.
Oh, my conversion, what the conversion rate? I did 50 and 50.
I think that's too low. I would at least keep it at 75 and 75, which is what international suggests. And if you are not taking the appointments and if you're not closing the deals, we need to work on getting those higher. Obviously, conversion rate higher, your number is going to be lower, you know, these numbers. And also, what else is going to affect these numbers here? Your average home price. So if your average home price is in the 2s or 3s, how do you get to a higher number? Because the higher number, you have less transactions. What can you do on a weekly basis to change your average home price? If your family and friends sit in that 250, 300, what can you do to change that?
Get new friends.
Get new friends. I love that. Let's get new friends.
Target a higher price point.
Target a higher price point. How do you do that, Lloyd?
Door knock.
What else?
You can form.
Okay. 2 words. What do you do? Katie, what do you do to get a higher price point?
I do open houses at a higher price point.
There you go. Open houses at a higher price point. That's what I wanted to hear. Which involves door knocking, obviously. Yes. So if you're in a lower price point, you want to go to a higher price point, let's get you into open houses at a higher price point. It goes faster. Okay. You can go back and click on how many closings you need per month. So go up to closing scale. Okay, so to achieve this, you would need to have 25 closings for the year. You'd need to have 3 closings a month. What if you had this on your screensaver on your phone, so every time your phone popped up, you saw your goals for the year? Would it keep you on track? Should it be on your vision board this afternoon with Karen?
Yes.
You betcha. How about listings taken? So to achieve 15 closed listings with these analytics here, I would need to take 20 and I'd have to have 2 listings taken per month. Doable? Mm-hmm. If you know your ratios, how many phone calls is that? How many people do you have to talk to get 2 appointments? Does 2 appointments seem like a lot or a little to you?
Little.
Me too, but that's me looking at it. I'm thinking that's not a lot. How about listing appointments, Kayla? Okay, so to achieve the 20 listings taken, you're gonna need to go on 20, you're gonna have 27 listing appointments and have 3 listing appointments per month. If you are lead generating in whatever way you lead generate, is this doable? 3 listing appointments per month? Okay, what did somebody say? Is something you're doing is not working?
Yeah, I said if what you're doing is not working, then you maybe ought to try something else or come to class.
Thank you. Okay, you got it. Yes, exactly. It is all a numbers game. It is all about lead generation. I know you hate hearing us say that, but it is so true. It is a numbers game, and you got to figure out what you want to do to lead generate to hit these numbers. Yes? Okay. All right, everybody have this? You've got your goals set for 2019. You took a screenshot of the recap and monthly goals so you can remind yourself I did do 25 deals this year. Yes?
Yep.
Yes? Thank you. Okay. Can you click back on the screen? Thank you. And I already talked about the disappearing cat. And where's Aaron? She's not.
She's not here. I can take the lead for that one.
Take the lead, Kayla.
Hi guys. Some of you guys might have noticed a change to all of your dot loops. So after you're in the home page and you're in one of your loops, you scroll down and underneath your templates in there, you'll see local service providers. We have added our preferred vendors at an easy to go touch click for you right in your dot loop. So whenever you're in whatever loop that you're looking at for a listing or a closing, you have those providers right there for you to just look at. That is all there is to that.
That it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, you are very welcome.
Yes. Can you go up and see if Jean is here? Because I haven't gotten a text that she's not coming, so. Until we hear if Jean is here or not, I want to ask you a question. Has anybody heard of Heather and Ryan Biggers?
Yes.
Other than the people in the you heard the story yesterday. They're in back. I told you they would. Okay, so Heather and Ryan Biggers have been in the business since 2016. Okay? They were on food stamps in 2016. Food stamps. Okay? He had lost his job. They were on food stamps. They were selling whatever they had to survive. And they were helping a friend find a house. Just look on realtor.com. And the friend said to them, you should do this. You're really good at it. They borrowed money from their parents to take the pre-license course. Okay? They passed. They joined the Fort Mill, South Carolina Market Center in September of 2017. Yes, my date's right, okay? Yes, okay.
No, 16.
16, thank you, 16, thank you. They started working with a coach, Jay Dixon, and he said to them, there's only one thing you need to do. Only one thing you need to do, and focus on this, and we will get you out of where you are. Like, okay, what do we need to do? Need to do one thing. And those of you that have been to Ignite, which is pretty much everybody in this room, is your 10-4. Do you all remember what the 10-4 is from Ignite? So I need to add 10 people to my database every day. I need to have 10 conversations every day to write it. You need to have 10 conversations about real estate every day. You need to write 10 notes every day. And you need to preview 10 homes every day.
A week.
Thank you. A week. Thank you. Glad you've already seen this like 3 times. Right, okay. A week, so 10-4, right? They said, okay. So they got into it. They did their 10-4. They're in it a month, and they go back to Jake and say, nothing's happening. What's going on? He says, I told you, give me 90 days. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. They came back in 60 days. Nothing's happening. Other people ignite, got deals going. He's like, keep doing it. Their numbers on the leaderboard for the 10-4 were always at the top of the leaderboard. Everybody else was kind of down here, but they kept doing the 10-4. Guess what happened pretty much to the day of 90 days?
Blew everybody out of the water.
Blew everybody out of the water. Thank you. They are $10 million producers in 15 months. $10 million producers in 15 months. They capped in 6 months, and they hit 6 figures in 8 months. They were on food stamps in early 2016. They are $10 million producers this year. Okay? So, I've had the privilege of meeting them, and I showed in the productivity coaching program yesterday their story. And we have created a 10-4 group. And it started in the Momentum group, because I talked about this in Momentum on Monday. And we've got 6 agents that signed up to be in the Momentum group, the 10-4 group, for 90 days. And then I talked about it yesterday in productivity coaching, and 6 more people signed up for 90 days. And if anybody is interested in joining the 10-4 group, because in 90 days, if you do your 10-4, what will happen to your business in February?
It'll
March.
explode.
How many of you want your business to explode in March of 2019? Okay.
When is that class starting?
It's not a class.
Okay.
It is not a class. Bill Jameson and Nancy have kind of spearheaded it, and so we are putting everybody on a GroupMe app, and so everybody is reporting daily what they're doing. So Lloyd, tell us what you did yesterday. Now, mind you, Lloyd has been in real estate for about a nanosecond. He's been with us for a little bit longer than a nanosecond. He's in Ignite. What did you do yesterday? Because he's part of the group. He signed up right away.
Yeah, so I had to take my car to get a service in the morning. So I was in Nally BMW, and I just went up and introduced myself to like every person that was also waiting for their cars, and got my 10 contacts in about an hour. And then this morning I went to the coffee shop next to my house and got 10 contacts in about 30 minutes. And yeah, it's really easy.
And what happened yesterday after you made your contacts? Who contacted you about a couple, was it lots to
2
sell?
listings yesterday, yeah. 2 lot listings yesterday. Which is somebody, it's a family member, but I just think because I physically committed to doing something, that luck then spun back on me, and I've got a buy and sell lady from the BMW garage yesterday as well.
So if you put yourself in the way of business.
So we're going to go down to Lennox Mall on Friday. I'm taking Michael Hermes.
Right, Michael Hermes.
And we're just going to do it for an hour, probably get 20 contacts.
Right.
And I'm trying to work. So I don't even know I didn't even know how to add a contact onto my KW until Kate showed me on Monday. Yeah. So I think Cara's going to help me do it. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing, but it's what I don't know. We're going to do an email flyer, so I'm going to send that out Friday to all the contacts I make this week. Now I've just been concentrating on getting their name, email address, and contact number out, and it's been 100% conversion. No one's said no yet. But I haven't got all of their addresses, so that's going to be like My second touch is going to be my flyer on Friday, my email. My third touch is going to be next week. I'm going to call them all and get the address of the ones I don't have, and then I can send them my note. So there's like 4 touches in 2 weeks.
Right.
And I think that's a good start.
We can expand that to that 8x8. So if anybody is interested in joining the 10-4 club, come up to me after team meeting and I will give your information to Bill. And it is actually really pretty cool to see on the GroupMe app every day what people are doing. You know, got this, I got my 10, I saw Michael Romance on Monday and he was in one of the conference rooms. He said, don't talk to me, I do my 10 notes. He said, I'm horrible at doing these notes, I gotta get these notes out. I was like, okay, all right. So the 10-4 club, I kind of called the Beat the Biggers group because we want to beat the biggers.
I know I've heard this before. Can you go over that list again? It's 10 personal contacts to the database.
You have to add 10 people to your database.
Right.
You have to have 10 conversations about real estate with people. That could be the same people that you just added to your database
Right.
to make it easy.
Right.
Those 10 notes that you write every day are to those people that you just spoke with. It's kill 3 birds with 1 stone. And preview 10 homes a week.
What's the 4 part? Is that
With the
there's
4
4
tens.
4 tens. The 10-4. The 10-4. Yes. Any questions about the biggers and the 10-4? They're on Facebook. They are delighted to converse with you if you want to friend them. I told them yesterday that they were going to get an influx of people from the productivity coaching program yesterday, friending them to find out more about their story. They're awesome. Fort Mill, South Carolina. The biggers. The biggers. Heather and Ryan Bigger. Hi, Jean.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Come on down.
Man, what a great group in here. I just came
Yeah.
from outside and it's cold.
It's
here
cold.
It's warm and toasty.
There you go.
Is this the examination chair?
Yeah.
The hot seat.
Examination chair. Yes, it's the hot seat. Hot seat. Yes. So I invited Jean to come today, your OP, because I wanted like an up close and personal with her. So if you had questions for her, she's going to give a little of her background to you and any questions you might have for her. I thought it'd be really cool to bring Jean in and chat with y'all.
Well, and I was excited because as I sit here today, there are so many new faces. We're coming up on, and I hate to even say it, 20 years with the Rawls Group.
Wow.
I don't even know where the 20 years went. So there are so many new faces that I have not had the pleasure of having a one-on-one. So I see this as much as a time for you to get to know me. I would love to get to know you.
Cool. So 20 years with the Rawls Group. Tell us a little bit about 20 years ago.
20 years ago I was younger.
Aren't we all?
But I'd like to think I have the same energy as 20 years ago. And part of that energy is truly the passion for what you do on a daily basis. If you love what you do, and I do love what I do, real estate was definitely meant for me. I enjoyed being a listing and selling agent. 21 years ago, I was an agent with RE/MAX and thought that I was in the best place in the whole world and I didn't need to learn anything else. And then had the pleasure of being introduced to Bob Kalinsky, who is the co-owner of the region here. And he did not have one market center opened at that time. And he had been searching for 2 years to find someone he could go into partnership with. And at that point, I was too busy to meet with him. I traditionally had 3 clients on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. And at that point, there were no children in my life, and it was a big board game of how many deals and how many transactions I could close a month, and I made it really fun. At least I thought that was fun at that time. But I did stop because at the time I was married and my husband Sean had said to me, Jean, I don't care who is in your car, this is a gentleman you need to meet, and we need to think about what he is trying to bring to this city. And I don't think it was 30 minutes into the conversation I knew that there was a new business partner in our life, and that we may not be successful in opening up this market center, but we were sure going to try because it was a concept about sharing ideas, sharing marketing materials, open book, teaching people how to run a business, have a career, and I had not seen that before in the real estate industry. So that takes you back 21 years ago.
Okay, and so the first office you opened up was?
With Sandy Springs,
Right.
and it's in its original home on Glenridge, that has not moved, and it has grown from being 1 floor to 1.5 floors over there.
Right.
I call it birthing and adoption. So some market centers we birthed, like Sandy Springs and like Cityside, and others we adopted. Others wanted to open them up, and then over time, for different reasons, they decided that collectively we could be a stronger group if we came together. So we adopted Peachtree Road, and we adopted Buckhead, and we adopted East Cobb. Hope I'm not missing any of the kids.
Dunwoody.
And
Where was Dunwoody?
we adopted Dunwoody. So we had 2 births and 4 adoptions. And we did birth a business center out in Douglasville, which is attached to the Cityside office. And you've grown from a group of 50 that started in our driveway. And Miss Lisa Pinson was one of the original 50 who came over to receive the shipment of the first set of Keller Williams signs that would ever go into the ground here in Atlanta, and today we're just over 2,100 agents.
Wow.
So it's a pleasure with that number to sit here with an intimate group and really get to see you all. It's a gift to me.
So 2,100 agents, remember that when you're on the listing presentation. Use that. We're 430 in this office. I've told you that script before. I'm with Keller Williams Peachtree Road, the #1 closed volume office of any office in the state of Georgia. That means to you, Mr. Seller, I can pre-market your listing to 430 agents, and I'm part of the Rawls group. That's an additional up to 2,100, including our office. So we have a lot of bandwidth that we hope to get an offer on your house the day we go on the market, because I can market to a broad spectrum of people. Please use that.
And the other, please, when the Business Chronicle comes out, it's such a tool for all of us to use. When the Book of Lists come out, and for the past 4 to 5 years, the Rawls Group has been the #1 residential company. Use that to your advantage when marketing yourself. It really is a wonderful piece, and collectively we can do so much together.
So when did you adopt Peachtree Road, do you remember?
Ooh, I don't think I can remember the date. It was probably really, Lisa, do you think that was around 2003?
I was gonna say 3 or 4.
You were asking the wrong brain.
I usually do it according to births of my sons, and Steele came in 2004, and I know that at that point, you were before that, so I'm gonna say 2 or 3.
Okay. And as Paul says, it was in the rat-infested building.
Oh, well, now let me tell you about that. And I say
No, I was in the bottom, I was in that
I
little.
say that, so you all realize that this was not your original home.
This was
we
not.
upgraded. We moved up. But that building, I called it the Shack, and I'm so proud to say truly, we were such a powerhouse out of the Shack, and what that proved to me, and it showed me, I did not have this experience before, because our other market centers were operating out of a different class of commercial real estate, that it didn't matter the condition of the building, it was the people in it doing the business that made us successful. Lisa, what do you?
But the best thing was we had our own homeless person who would pop up and like wash your windshield.
And we all kind of became family. It's the truth.
He's a high producer now in the company.
It was Paul.
It was
But back to being serious, it doesn't mean you have to drive the best car. It does have to get from point A to point B, but it doesn't have to be the newest model or the best brand. It's about what service you bring to your client.
Right.
It truly is.
Right. Okay, so then when did you come here? Do you remember what year? Oh, because I wasn't here then.
I guess we were one of the first tenants in this complex.
Okay.
And we were coming out of the downturn and things weren't moving and people really questioned, wow, you're taking this space over there, is it ever going to fill out, are you going to have neighbors, will it take off? It had to be right around 2009 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then,
but we believed it would be successful here, and I'm really glad we're here.
yeah, I'll say. Tell me what your vision was for Peachtree Road when y'all moved over here.
We looked for a new community energy. As much as we loved the old shack, the idea of being in a community that was a live-work space. So I originally grew up above a grocery store. And the whole live-work space to me is really what my family is all about. So even though this is a little different, you don't have anybody living right here on top of you, you do have the condos behind you. And that whole community of walking your dog, being able to take clients to a restaurant here, invite them to movies on the green, go work out. That vision of having really the only Rawls Group Market Center in a live-work community was really exciting. And I'm still excited about it. I love to see the hustle bustle here. The small frustration I may have when I can't find a parking spot is totally overridden by, look at the life that's going on here, you know, it feels great.
So, does anybody have any questions so far for Jean?
Where is the old shack?
It's burned down. So, if you know where the Starbucks is on Peachtree there, right before Kroger, and that would be
Colonial.
Colonial's the street, and now there's a Walgreens there.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's
It's
what
a
eventually.
chalet, not a shack.
It was an old cedar contemporary, 70-ish feel building, slightly unattractive.
When you adopted Peachtree Road, how many agents work at Peachtree Road?
Oh, I would remember. It was somewhere less than 200.
Less than 200.
Yeah. And you are now over the 400 mark.
That Business Chronicle, I've seen it out on the front desk. Does anyone put that in their free listing packet?
I would think you should.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Picture of it on your website.
Social media.
We have a bunch of them in there if you'd like a copy, because when they come out, we have a lot of them.
Well, and if you want to email me, I do believe we might have some type of a PDF that they send over every year to us in our particular office, and we can send that out to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. We'll get that.
I'll get that to Erin.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else a question for Jean about anything about the Market Center, whatnot? Cara?
Is there any desire to continue to grow the number of market centers in the Rawls Group?
You know, there is, for me, expansion and raising the bar is always part of the business formula that I believe in. However, my main focus is on the market centers that we currently run and bringing the excellence to who we have. It's not about how big we are, but it's the quality and the quality we can deliver. If there is an opportunity and it makes sense for us to add a family member, I would always look at that. But truly, I'm not seeking to expand the family through growth of another market center. I'm looking to make these the best place for you all to call home.
Like a be where your feet are.
Absolutely.
Anybody else have a question for Jean about it?
What did you do before you were a real estate agent?
Well, there was a small period when I graduated from college. I was a finance major, and I graduated in '87. Hate to say that, but
You're not the only one.
The market crashed. I'm not the only one who graduated back then.
No.
The market crashed, and I was going to go sell stocks and bonds. So it was my desire to be in brokerage and to be in finance, and I could not find a job. So the only company that was willing to hire me was Riches in their buying offices downtown, and that building is now demolished. But their entire buying office was underground. So you would go underground, there'd be no windows, and I was the assistant buyer to designer dresses at that point in time. And I lasted 1 year. And through networking and contacts, I knew someone who knew someone on Hilton Head Island, and he was a retired Armstrong executive looking to open up a Remax franchise on the island and needed someone to run their finance part of it. And I uprooted and moved to Hilton Head, and I thought that I had found, you know, really an interesting career being in real estate, and it wasn't until I moved back to Atlanta that I started to list and sell.
And that was before Hilton Head was Hilton Head.
It was much smaller than that. Yeah. So, great question.
Great question.
So tell me, if I can
Yes,
take a few
yes.
minutes, and I don't know how much time, I wanna be very respectful for you to get back to what you need to do to grow your businesses. How many people in the room today have been here less than a year? Wow. And then how many of you is this real estate first time coming to Keller Williams? Meaning, who have been less than a year?
What was the question?
Less than a year and your
And
first time in real estate.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're not
I
coming
mean,
from
not
another
from
place.
any other,
Okay.
not from
Okay.
any other company,
I was
Keller
sorry.
Williams is your first spot. Okay, great. And how many of you in the room have been in it more than 10 years? I love the newbies are kind of up front. The guys are kind of in the back, hanging out, feeling comfortable. It's good. Just soak it all in, and all I can share with you is give your best customer service, and all of our models and systems, follow them. Pick one that works for you, but in the end, if you treat others the way you expect to be treated in a transaction, your business will grow exponentially. It's as simple as that. Dory can fill in all the other questions, but I'm gonna keep it very simple.
My question to you is when you got into buying, and selling as an agent, what was your form of lead generation? Because we were talking about that.
My first 6 months was expired. So my routine, and it was not my nature to go to a stranger's door and ring the doorbell, but I didn't call on the phone. I had someone else who was in the industry who administratively would pull at about 5 in the morning, 8 to 10 packages for me. And I had no experience, so I collectively used what my company had sold and stood behind how great my office was and how successful we were. And I had a beautiful brochure that told you why you would want to list and sell with me. And I would actually go and knock on your door. And if you weren't at home, I'd handwrite a note saying, sorry, I missed you. And then that evening, I would call you. The people who did answer the door, I found to be really receptive because I went during business days, and if you were at home, you were probably retired or unemployed. And generally, those people were seeking that someone to talk to, other than what they were doing in their house. So I built the foundation of my business on expireds, and I did not continue to do that after the first year. It was truly through customer service that it became a referral-based business, and taking care of those people. I was very much in tune with touching base with those people year after year after year. So.
Fortune's in the follow-up, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions for Jean about anything?
What are the goals for next year?
Goals for next year are all based around productivity. I want to see all the Wall Street market centers be more than 50% productive, and I'd like to hit that 50 to 70%. So it's all about really looking at the needs of every level of agent that we have and where we need to help you become an expert so your confidence is there to go out and have the business you want to have. And technology is going to be a big part of that.
What do we have planned for I know we have a lot of new technology coming through Keller Williams, and what do we as the Rawls Group have in place to kind of help us with that new technology, because it's going to be coming fast and furious when it comes.
It is, and that's a great question. In fact, I got out of meetings this morning about how I hope to bring it to you all a little bit differently. I don't want to share with you because we don't have all the pieces in place. But I'm going to say that having someone who's an expert at it, that is designated to help you on a ground level basis. I think that the road shows are phenomenal. They give you a taste of what's being rolled out. I think the videos are great that are coming in. But there is something about one-on-one relationships. And when I say one-on-one, that could be groups of 10, that could be groups of 20, or you might need to have one-on-one.
I am now in the process of formulating how we can deliver that kind of service to you.
Yes. Yeah, hey, can you think back and remember one of your most favorite or most well-received client either events or touches or something you did to really, you know, love on your clients?
A couple of things that we used to do. One, for us, delivering something right to their home, and I know that that is difficult and not easy in traffic today. So I'm talking about doing this 15 plus years ago when traffic patterns were a little bit different. But around the Thanksgiving season, I think it is a great time to give thanks to your past clients and delivering them something to their doorstep. It works well in this particular day and age if you work a certain area. I will share with you, this is advice that I do not want you to repeat. My slogan that I did not publicize, but many advised me to publicize, was I was your statewide ride. If it was in Georgia, I'd sell it to you. I was overly ambitious, and again, there weren't children at that time. I really advise you to stay local to an area, because when you are the statewide ride, it's not
everywhere.
Really yet.
Yeah.
So, but that personal touch, if you can make them feel that they are special in some way. Another great thing is client appreciation parties, and that takes a certain type of agent who loves to bring everyone together. But in those warmer months, if you know you can find a venue or you like to have them over to your house, they love to know who you are and that you're human too, and you know what you do for fun and who your family is maybe. So anything personal like that really brings that bond together. So I hope that helps.
Could you comment on one of your most satisfying business accomplishments?
Oh, I'm sitting right here. I mean, truly the growth of these market centers and bringing others into the fold of the opportunity of Keller Williams and every level, whether it's helping an agent grow their business, introducing profit share to their life, introducing leadership to their life. What I love about Keller Williams is this is not a place where you have one opportunity, meaning, you know, you only can list and sell. If you have aspirations to be a leader in this company, there are so many opportunities, and truly, it's not limited to the Atlanta marketplace. What I love to see is if you have the opportunity to move somewhere else, and you are a team leader or you're an MCA, you have the opportunity to work in so many other market centers. And truly, my biggest job is finding talent to be in these market centers, and everyone who's in leadership across the United States looks for talent. So with so many opportunities through this company that are even broader than listing and selling, if that's a burning desire and passion. If it's not, there's no better place to sell real estate.
And right now it might be that, you know, buying and selling is what you want to do, because I was in it 12 years and then I decided I wanted to shift into something that would help agents, and that's how I got into the productivity coaching role. You know, so it was just a shift in my business 10,
but the
11 years
experience
later.
that Dory brought by listing and selling for 12 years into leadership is invaluable. And everybody has a different sign. My sign was I was truly speeding. I was speeding uncontrollably driving because I wanted to care for my clients, but I wanted to be with my sons. And you can't be in both places at the same time. So it was time for me to turn the baton over of listing and selling.
Anybody else questions? We good?
I thank you all for taking the time to sit here a little extra time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. If anybody's interested in the 10-4 Club, come up and sign up, and I'll give your name to Nancy and Bill. And if not, we will see you later this week and definitely next Friday. Remember, no team meeting next week.
And you're a prime example of much opportunity.
Dory knows the wrong.
Oh, there it is. From when I saw that.
Yeah.